for you. And the drug after that came carfilzomib, because it's another drug. And because they said, oh, that Velcade has neuropathy, which I got, which means you can't feel your feet when you walk. And carfilzomib was like, oh, we'll take care of that one, a drug company said, and it's a better drug. And it's because of the money people like you in these rooms have raised that I stand here. I'm alive today, and I have to tell you, I have been thinking about what I was going to say, and it's like, you know what, we're all hit with challenges from the minute we're born. And it's like a little kid, I don't know about you, but I think as a little kid I would have said, okay, why can't I walk? I have all the legs and everything, but we all have to get up and we fall down. And the same with cycling when we were little. We got on that bicycle and we fell, and we got up and we fell. And it's just the challenges in life. And it's like some of us seem to have to get up a lot more times. But you know what, we just keep going. And whether it's, so I'm back to where I started when I was little, walking, swimming, running. I used to love to run everywhere, but as a little kid. And you guys taught me a lot. You're my inspiration. You're the reason why I'm alive. And when I did, I have to tell you, I had, in these 5 years, I've had the most in my life, most remission I've ever had was 18 months. And I had it during this time with you guys. Because when I got into remission, I decided, okay, I'm going to give back. I'm going to do team in training. I'm going to be out there. So a year ago, Monday, January 27th, 2013, I, with you guys, and by the way, there's something special about team in training. It's called these coaches and stuff. Nobody's left behind. If you're the last one out there, you aren't. Last one's on the couch. But it's like, you know, you're not left behind, and the coaches are out there with you. And even when you're in that marathon, coming in that last mile, and it's really hard, they're right there. And Marissa said she'd be there, and she was. You know? But this says, I crossed that finish line. It's the greatest accomplishment when I have a bad chemo day, and I go out to my car and I look at the back and it says 13.1. Yes! It's like, no matter how bad it is, yes, I did it. I did it. You know? And it's amazing. You guys are amazing inspiration for me. There's so much that's happened. I don't even know where to start. But I have to tell you, last year when I was right about in May, when I wanted to do that, you know, I got that bike and I wanted to cycle, and I came out of remission. It was the hardest day in my life. But I had team in training, and I'd show up and I'd cheer you guys on. But that's all I do is like, I wasn't able to walk with you guys. I was able to like, go team, drink of water, go. And it's like, but that's all I did. And one day about, I don't know if you guys know, but 6 a.m. in the morning, it was pretty early. And and some of those practice runs are at that time. But anyway, but just to let you know, it's like, you know, I was giving the mission moment, and then TJ, and unbeknownst to me, the team in training had formed a Team Becky. Yeah. And I am totally honored, but even more so, they wanted to raise $100,000 for a research grant in my honor. And you guys came through. And I felt like every race out there, I have to tell you, I was at. Not that I was physically out there, but I was at Maryland, the triathlon, and I was at Chicago, Bank of America. I had 3 people out there, and I remember who they were, and they were running for me. And it's like, and the Nike, there was a whole bunch of you out there, and then it was like rock and roll. You guys were out there. And more than that, it's like Inspiration Dinner. You raised $154,000 for a research grant to be named in my honor. And I don't have words to say how touched I am in my whole life. And you guys are amazing. You know what? It's being transformed by the challenge. And I am transformed by your challenge. You're challenged to walk out there and every time practice and like, okay, I'm doing this for a cause. You guys are just not out there running and cycling. You're doing it so people like me can stay a little bit alive. But more importantly, you know what? You're out there because there's little kids. You know, I'm sort of old, sort of, not really bad. But I've lived a great life. But there's kids out there, and they're little, and we're losing them. And I'm the one to say to you, it's like, they're not able to be here to tell you they're fighting like hard, real hard. Yes, some of us, the survival rate has improved drastically among kids. We have 94% rate increase because of Leukemia and Lymphoma Society, 94% increase in the amount of ALL, kids surviving ALL. But AML, which is acute myeloid leukemia, we're losing kids. We're not there yet. May one day, cancer, the word blood cancer, be no longer in our, maybe it's in our vocabulary, but in our history books only. May there be nobody. But you're helping to do that. You know, all I can say is I am transformed by this challenge of being alive. And yes, the sign says, if you haven't read it, it's like chemo, radiation, and marathons, and it should be cycling events, it should be triathlons, are not for sissies. Definitely. If you're a sissy, you might as well give up. And so you wouldn't be here, so it's like you're not sissies. So anyway, thank you very much from all of us that are fighting out there and continue to fight. And yes, we may be the red or the pink or whatever color it is. There's so many of us that do make it and survive, and every time there's a survival, like my friend back there, Krista, it's like I think, yes, she made it. Like Chad, yes, they're surviving it. Yes. And it's like every time I celebrate the survival, because that's what we need. I'm going to keep fighting, but who can lose it? You know, cancer doesn't know who they're dealing with. Besides, I got the whole team in training to deal with me. This is the amazing $154,000 research grant from Team Becky. In Nike, somebody in the Nike ran for me. Somebody ran San Francisco Nike for me. And at the Nike, I had my own policeman. He wasn't in a tux, but I had my own fireman. Because you know, at Nike, the fireman presents you with a Tiffany necklace in a tux. And he presented me at Inspiration Dinner with a Tiffany necklace. Oh. Chicago's Bank of America. They gave me a great poster that I have hanging on my wall with them signing it, and I have a brick that says it. So I was everywhere. You know, rock and roll, I was right there until I didn't get to feeling so good, but I was right there. And I'm there. If I'm not there physically, I'm there with you. Because you guys are doing it awesome. You're giving of yourselves. And that's the greatest gift you can give. Thanks, guys.